Now, after we've talked about what an estate plan is, the next logical question is, why should I care? Why do I need an estate plan? In California, if you pass away with something in your personal name, there's no beneficiary on an account, it's just something that's left in your personal name. We have to go through a probate process to determine who gets what from your estate. Your estate is just what you pass away with that's left in your personal name. We don't know what to do with it, so we've got to go to probate court for a judge to sign off based on generic laws who gets what. We also have to clear creditors. It's really just a long time, money, and headache process for family. It's a public process too. So from a time perspective, this does vary by county. As an example, in Southern California, it's taking anywhere from a year in a really, really good case to 2+ years in a really bad case to get through the probate process. We tell our clients, expect about a 1.5 year process as an average. And if we get it done closer to a year, that's great. But that's still an extremely long time to be in the probate process. Now, the fees for an attorney to take the case through probate and kind of shepherd it through the system usually are going to be a percentage of the estate. Anytime there's a home involved, as an example, it's not unusual to look at $20,000 to $30,000 fees plus anytime we're going through probate. So it's very expensive. It's also a headache. It's a lot of hurry up and wait. We'll write this petition. It's going to be 4 months until we get it in front of a judge. So it's kind of hurry up. It's got to happen. And now let's wait. We can't do anything. Our hands are tied. It's also public. So everyone knows your family business, right? If there's a will, the will's recorded. That can be public. But the probate case itself, the fact that someone passed away and this is the person now in charge and these are the beneficiaries, that's all public knowledge. And probate leads are a big thing. And it sounds crazy, but it is true. Every time we file a probate case, whoever the administrator is, we often say, just turn your phone off for a week because you're going to get a call from everybody in town trying to sell them something, trying to pitch to the beneficiaries. It's just an unnecessary time, money, and headache. Now, it doesn't mean if you pass away with something in your personal name, we automatically have to go through that process. There are streamlined ways to get through probate in California, but that only really applies if we pass away and our estate is valued under the probate threshold. The time of this filming, it's about $185,000, but it is adjusted every so often. Was $150,000 for a very, very long time. And in the last few years, that number has started to creep up. But if we're under that threshold, we can do affidavits, file them directly with an institution that's holding an account, and maybe we can release it a little bit faster. But in general, when we talk about going through probate, especially if there's a house involved, we're through that 1 to 2 year court process where the family has to, wait and deal with the court system to get through it. So it's a big reason of why we want to avoid probate. Now, there's other types of probate as well. You can be in probate court to appoint a conservator over you. So you became incapacitated and you had no plan in place. Well, no one has the legal right to make medical or financial decisions for you unless we go through that conservatorship process. You'll hear this referred to as living probate sometimes. And it's in many ways, it's more of a headache than going through the who gets what type of probate because the court's just injected and involved with ongoing care and treatment of you. It can be extremely burdensome. So avoiding probate is one of the biggest reasons that you need an estate plan together, right? So keeping your family out of that time, money, and headache scenario of going through the probate process, that's one of the biggest drivers to get your estate plan in place. But remember, it's not the only reason that you need a plan in place. You also want an estate plan in place to do things like make sure that we direct who's going to inherit what, and we say how that's going to happen, as opposed to relying on the state's plan based on whatever law exists at that time. We want to make sure that we nominate the people that we want to act on our behalf, and that we structure everything to go to our children or our beneficiaries in a way that's best for them. So those are all good reasons that you need an estate plan in place. But let's walk through some of the key documents in a typical estate plan so that you can actually learn how they work, how they accomplish these goals of keeping family out of probate court and, teeing everything up to go to the beneficiaries in a positive way. We'll walk through in the next few modules trusts, wills, healthcare directives, and financial power of attorney in more detail.